Somebody tried to get me into bed, not even before the first date, from a business perspective. Now, no doubt you get DMs every day or every other week where people are trying to sell you their crap. And they haven't identified if you have the need or the problem before they try and sell you whatever the thing is that they've got. And it's really, really disrespectful because they're treating you like a number. Now, you may have done something like this. You may be doing something like this and not realizing. So please listen carefully, because I know if you're in this group, you value authentic connection. And sometimes we do things that we have the best of intentions with, but we don't even realize that it's actually doing us a disservice and disconnecting rather than making the connection. So please listen to what I'm about to share with you carefully, because you may be accidentally doing this. Or you're on the other side of the fence where you are completely avoiding connecting with people and like in a direct way. And what's happening is you haven't got anyone to serve. Like, you are slowing down your progress. You're slowing down you sharing your message and your mission. So I'm going to give you today a case study on exactly what has happened, why it doesn't work, and what you should do instead. All right. Rules of connection and engagement. They don't change whether you're in the bedroom or the boardroom. So what does that mean? Well, you have to know how to authentically connect across all relationships in your life, whether it's with your family, your partner, your children, and especially in business. And sometimes you think that there's different rules for different relationships, but underlying everything is human connection. And the problem is that most of the time we are walking around in our eye-centricity, and so we have the best of intentions, but we end up disconnecting in the way that we are approaching things. Now, I am going to read you a series of messages that came through to me this week. And I'm going to give you a case study, and I want you to listen carefully to these DMs, because you might be doing something similar with the best of intentions, because I know that this individual also had the best of intentions, but through the way that she messaged me, she actually is slowing down her ability to connect with more people, have more clients to serve, and have a bigger impact, which I know is of value to you. So here's the message sequence. Hey Shani, I'm celebrating my first 6-figure year in biz. To celebrate, I'm giving away a 4K scholarship for quantum business mentoring. Would you love to be considered? Now, hey Kane, what's wrong with that message? Well, first of all, she's slammed into my DM. Your DM and other people's DMs is like the front door to their home. So you want to be able to knock and wait for a welcome to come in. You don't just want to open the front door and walk on in. And going into someone's DM and assuming that I want what she's got, and making assumptions around where my business is at, is treating me like a number, treating me like a booty call, right? She's not bothered to contact or connect with me in any other way other than when she wants something. So that's the first message. You might be messaging people as well, thinking that you want to share a gift or you want to give them something, and they don't want it, or you haven't identified if they have a need. And this even comes down to if you want to invite people into your Facebook group, if you want to give them a free lead magnet, you don't just go in and say, I've got this thing, do you want it? It is so disconnecting. So she sends that message. I write back and say, hey name, I'm curious as to why you're offering me this. Do you think I'm not doing 6 figures? She says, hey gorgeous, fair question. My philosophy is that we all have something unique to share with each other, regardless of your level of success. Part of the service I offer is facilitating clients to reach a deeper state of consciousness, connect to divine inspiration, and compassionate support. Do you have any more questions? My response is, hey hun, yes, I totally agree with you that everyone has something unique to share. My philosophy is that it is equally important to identify a need before we offer a perceived solution, rather than assuming, because if not, it becomes slammy, salesy, and people feel like just another number with a copy-paste DM. And I know that's not your intention, and you want your potential future client, and you don't want your potential future clients to feel that way. The last message which she responded with was, "Thanks, beautiful. I have a different perspective, and isn't it lovely to live in a world where we can all see, do, and be completely different? If you no longer wish to receive free, heart-centered offers of support, that's okay. Loving you over there anyway." All right, over to you. What do you think is the problem with that message? Let me know in the chat, because while she had the best of intentions, and no doubt you do as well, she tried to get me into bed before she even took me out on the first date. She didn't use permission-based connection, and she didn't identify if I even was problem-aware, solution-seeking, had a need for what it was that she was offering, and she treated me like a number, not a person, with her copy-paste crap. And you are probably getting versions of this in your DMs consistently as well. Yeah, Amy, she didn't want to listen at all. And the thing that actually upsets me the most about this is not that I got slammed or that I was treated like a number, because I'm not going to sit at home and get upset about that. It's not a big deal. What upsets me is that she actually has something that can help people. And for everybody that is trying to grow their business on social media, and they've been told this crap, or they're trying and they're not getting a solution for connection, what happens is she's not even only doing herself a disservice, she's doing her potential clients a disservice, because now 99% of the people that she tries to give this thing to aren't going to take it, even if they could benefit from it. So how do we connect with people? I definitely support you DMing people, but it's their front door. You have to wait for permission to come in. So I'm going to give you a bit of an overview of what we do in Module 2 of the Connect with Content program. We are able to book people into sales calls or invite them onto our low ticket offers in 4 DMs in a way that empowers them to ask for what it is that we have. And what we do is we look at a 4-part sequence where you know how to ask a quality question that empowers the other person to say that they have a problem, that they are actively looking for a solution, and that they are interested in having a conversation with you. So what you do is, in 4 messages, you want to clarify that they actually are problem-aware, solution-seeking. You want to get them to identify, are they happy with the current solution that they're doing or their problem, or would they like for it to be better? You then want to find out through a quality question, do they want to work on this thing? And are they prepared to actually invest in themselves? And then they will say, yes, please send me a link where we can organize a conversation. You have to use human behavior to empower. And slamming into people's DMs and assuming that they want what you've got is not the way to do it. But please don't avoid conversations either. Because if you aren't having conversations, you aren't going to have people to serve. But it's about using human behavior and human connection principles that empower the person that you're in a conversation with, so that's where the coaching relationship starts. If you can empower your audience, whether it's through your content, your DMs, your emails, your sales calls, if you can empower that person, imagine how the coaching relationship looks. Hugely, hugely powerful, because the coaching relationship or the connection actually starts at the first communication point, whether that's your content, your DM, your emails, or your sales call. And imagine, so she shared that she's just had her first 6-figure year in business. Imagine what her business would look like if she knew how to connect in just 4 DMs rather than just slamming people and working her way down her friends list thinking that everybody on there wants what she's got. It would be more than 6 figures, I assure you. So, team, clarify, get clear that they are unhappy with their current situation. Ask them the quality question that gets them to talk about how they want the future to be better, and The fourth message, they are saying to you, yes, I would love to get on a call with you. Can I have your link? It really isn't that hard once you've got those principles locked down. So thank you for listening to that, because if that's you, you might be doing something accidentally, not realizing, or you're avoiding communicating and connecting altogether. And I really don't want you to do either of those. You have something, you know things that the rest of the world doesn't know in your own unique way. And you're not the one-stop shop. You're just part of someone's journey, but it is so profound to be able to help them share your knowledge and have them have their breakthroughs. So when they go to the next thing, they're expansive and they're at a different level of awareness than what they would be without it. So please make sure that you are empowering yourself to be able to empower your audience so that they actually get the help that they want. How do you create more connection with potential customers inside of other Facebook groups while staying within the rules of like no promo and no DMing me? So now that we've gone through the rules of engagement and used the case study from the lady that DM'd me earlier this week, let me rehash for you in the few minutes we've got left what that process looks like now. Because even if a Facebook group says that you can't poach and promo, absolutely, you want to respect those rules and you want to maintain the integrity and the culture of that group. However, the owner of a group doesn't own the people in the group, right? So you absolutely want to respect the culture inside of that group, but human beings belong to themselves. They don't belong to a Facebook group. So if you can see that somebody is a potential good fit, that you would love to serve that person, you connect with them by going to their profile, engaging on something on their wall, sending them a friend request, because now that takes you from being a stranger on the internet to a real person. You've made a connection. Remember, the rules for engagement and connection don't change whether you're in the boardroom or the bedroom. So you're making it about the other person and you're connecting with them in what's meaningful to them, the messages that they've shared on their own wall, because everyone's eye-centric. And then from there, you want to, once they accept your friend request, I very much recommend that you connect with them in a DM. But like we spoke about in our previous case study, it's not about slamming in, it's about making a connection, which means it's about asking quality questions that allow them to identify that they do have a problem, they do want to solve it, and they're interested in connecting with you more. So that is about asking quality questions. And again, the quality questions piece is what we're looking at in the masterclass this month. And so even with that alone, even though it's not focused around DMs, it gives you the principles behind how to craft quality questions so that you are getting in conversation, whether it's in your DMs, your emails, or on your content. So again, that would be a really great one to come to as well if you would love to know how to ask QQs.